In the 90s, the world seemed to have found its soundtrack. Songs were not just meant to fill the silence. They were manifestos. They were voices that touched the heart directly, bringing messages of love, pain, overcoming, and hope. These voices did not just sing. They screamed, cried, healed. The lyrics became shared diaries, especially in an era when talking about emotions was still taboo. Those who suffered in silence found solace. Those who felt out of place found identification. Music was a refuge and at the same time, a rallying cry. These artists gave the world something that could not be bought or explained, an authentic connection. In every chord, there was a memory. In every chorus, a longing. Their voices still echo on the radios, in playlists, and in the hearts of those who lived through that decade. They were not just singers. They were channels for something bigger. The 90s were also the stage for a cinematic revolution. What was seen on the big screen was more than entertainment. It was reflection, a reflection of the pain, fears, passions, and dilemmas of society at the time. Acting stopped being a performance and became an experience. They were the ones who taught us that characters don't need to be perfect to be memorable. With charisma, intensity, and raw talent, they gave life to figures that still inhabit the collective imagination today. Their performances were so remarkable that many viewers left the cinema with the feeling that they had experienced something real. Cinema became a mirror, and the artists of the time were the frame. They didn't just act, they left their mark. They showed that talent can span decades and that a good role can transform lives. To this day, some scenes are revisited not out of nostalgia, but out of necessity. They still speak to us. If music was the heart of the 90s and cinema its soul, television was its home. Those familiar faces that appeared week after week in series, soap operas, and talk shows became part of the family. They were there in good times and bad. They taught us to laugh, to love, to think. They were characters we followed for years, growing up with them, maturing together, rooting for happy endings and crying when they said goodbye. Each scene was a small time capsule, and each actor or actress was a pillar of this welcoming world that TV created. Even with the simplicity of the production at the time, the dedication of these artists made a difference. It was possible to feel the truth behind the cameras, even without today's special effects. With talent and dedication, they transformed simple narratives into unforgettable stories. In the 90s, being different became a virtue. The world began to open up to the alternative, the strange, the bold, and many artists were the first to raise this flag. With extravagant clothes, colorful hair, provocative attitudes, and impactful speeches, they showed that authenticity is not a defect, it is power. They did not follow trends, they created. They influenced an entire generation to express themselves freely, to question standards, and to value individuality. Art has ceased to be just entertainment and has become an affirmation of identity. This rebellion was not just visual, it was present in the lyrics of songs, in the scripts of films, in public statements. It was an era in which the stage became a platform and performance became a protest. The 90s taught us that taking a stand is also art. Many of those who shone in the 90s are no longer with us. Others are still active, adapting to the new times. But what remains unshakable is the legacy they built, a legacy that goes beyond awards, sales, and records. What they left behind was an emotional legacy, a type of presence that transcends time. Even today, When we hear certain songs or watch certain scenes, we are immediately transported back to that time, as if time had not passed. This is what makes these artists immortal. No matter how many years go by, they will always be a reference. There will always be someone discovering their art for the first time. There will always be a moment when the world will seem different after coming into contact with one of their works. The 1990s were marked by many talents, and these talents left their mark on us. Time passes, fashions change, technologies evolve, but true art, that remains. The artists of the 90s were not just products of their time. They were creators of time. They shaped the language, dreams, and feelings of an entire generation. In this video, we are not talking about names because what matters goes beyond that. We are talking about sensations, experiences, cultural heritage. We are talking about a group of people who, with their art, transformed lives, who dared to be different, who dared to move, who dared to be authentic,